Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Faye, and today we are doing another book haul. It's not been long since my end of year Christmas book haul, but my birthday is in January and I got gifted a few books, and I also took myself birthday book shopping on my birthday. It's something that I decided to do quite a while ago, and I used or saved a lot of my Waterstones points, stamps, whatever they're called, to be used for my birthday bookshop. And just get cozy, guys. I'm cozy, you get cozy, and we'll go through all the fabulous books that I got for my birthday. So I'm going to start with the books that I was very kindly gifted from friends and family. So the first two sort of go together. So I got The Lost Bookshop and The Story Collector by Evie Woods. I've seen The Lost Bookshop a few times, and it has been a book that's intrigued me. And then Josh's grandma recommended it to me, and my mum also asked if I had read it because she thought it sounded interesting, and I haven't read it. So I think, especially with it coming from Josh's grandma, he was like, oh, let's get it. So he got me The Lost Bookshop and The Story Collector. I don't believe this is a series, I believe they are two standalones. And from what I can gather, they are historical fictions with a little bit of magical realism thrown in there, I think. And this one is set in Ireland, and this one is set in New York. I'm very excited to get to these, actually. I think they're going to be really cute and wholesome and magical. Then Josh also got me Orbital by Samantha Harvey. This won the Booker Prize for Fiction last year, and it's one that I've been wanting to get to for a few months. And he said he was meant to get me this for Christmas, but he didn't, so it just sort of carried over to my birthday, which I guess is the pros of a January birthday. I think this is a science fiction. Every time I film, Jasmine decides to drag her toy through the whole house, so if you hear that, I really do apologise. This follows 6 astronauts who are in a spacecraft above Earth, and they are there to collect data and conduct scientific experiments, but mostly just observe the Earth from space. But it discusses how, although they are separated from the world, they're constantly pulled back to it with news and, I guess, thoughts and feelings of not being at home on Earth. And they begin to ask, what is life without Earth? What is Earth without humanity? And I have seen nothing but good reviews from this from people who have read it, so I'm very excited to get to it. And I think even though it's a very short little book, it's going to invoke a lot of feelings and emotion. Then from my mum, she got me Daphne by Josh Malerman. This was one of my favourite books from 2024, but I borrowed it from the library and hadn't gotten my own copy yet. And she got me a lovely hardback edition of it for my birthday, so I'm very, very thrilled to have this on my shelves, and I think I will want to reread this at some point this year and annotate it, but obviously with a library copy I couldn't do that last year. So thank you to my mum for getting me this. I'm very, very pleased with it, and I'm so excited to add it to my shelves. And then from my friend, she got me the Powerless and Reckless special edition hardbacks. So it's I think these are Waterstones exclusive no, actually that's a lie. I don't know. They're special edition. I don't know if you can get them in other places or not, but it has some really gorgeous foiling on the hardcover, and they both come with alternative dust jackets. Let me show you this one as well. So that's the hardcover for Reckless and the alternative dust jacket. I'm really excited to read these, but also very skeptical. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, and I don't know. I'm very intrigued, and I'm so happy that I have copies of them both, and I can hopefully get into these very soon. I'm just also a little bit apprehensive, just because when Powerless first released, I heard nothing but good reviews, and there were 5 stars flying about for everywhere. But recently I've seen a few mixed reviews for it, but I guess that's the case for any book, especially a hyped book. I have heard though that the romance in this is really good, so hopefully I love it. But these editions are so gorgeous. I'm gonna keep them anyway, especially because they were a gift, but I'm very happy to have these gorgeous additions to my shelves. Now we have a big stack of the books that I got on my birthday when I went book shopping. 2 of them were actually ordered, which, oh my goodness, I'll get to, and 2 of them were also bought for me by Josh actually, so I probably should have included those in the gift part, but whatever. As I said, I had a lot of money on my Waterstones voucher or card, whatever, the stamp, the points thing. I had money on that I'd been saving, so all the books that I purchased only cost me £30, and that was £20 in Waterstones and £10 in the works, which I think is fabulous for the amount of books that I got. So one that I actually ordered was Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. This is another horror book which I've heard really fabulous things about. I don't know too much about this, and especially because of how short it is, I don't want to know much. But Eric LaRocca, who I really love, has described it as an elegantly written nightmare. Chuck Wendig, delicate and murderous. Paul Tremblay, a dizzying, heady feast. Superbly seductive. Josh Malerman, a slim novel with incredible potency. So I don't know a thing about this other than it's got this gorgeous cover, but I've heard great things and I'm very intrigued about it. I would have heard something about it to make me want to get it. It's been on my wish list for a long time. So when I originally heard a review, probably from Books and Lala, I have a feeling, it would have interested me. I don't want you guys to think that there's never been like a thought that I've had about a book that I buy. All the ones that I get or ask for or whatever, I've always had something that pulls me into them. Which brings us on to Eric LaRocca, The Trees Grew Because I Bled There. Similarly to Daphne by Josh Malerman, I read this last year, but I got it from the library and I just loved it and really wanted my own copy. So whilst it was there in the bookshop and I was treating myself, I thought, get it. One, it doesn't add to my TBR, but I'm still buying a book. And it means I can come back to it and reread it as and when I please. So not much to say about that one, just adding it to the collection. Then we have Venomous Lumpsucker by Ned Beaumont. This intrigued me because I heard Sunbeam Jess talk about this, and I think when I was part of her Patreon, it may have been a buddy read, or she did like a post on it, and it sounded really fascinating. So this follows a venomous lumpsucker, which is the most intelligent fish on the planet, but it might have just gone extinct and nobody knows, and not many people really care, but 2 people do. So we follow Mark Halliard and Karen Ressaint, and they both need it for certain reasons. And I guess we are following these 2 characters on their hunt or quest to find this venomous lumpsucker. But within that, and in that journey, we see a landscape in a near future Europe that's a nature reserve full of toxic waste, a floating city on the Baltic Sea, the lethal hinterlands of a totalitarian state. They're drawn into a conspiracy far bigger than one ugly little fish. It's got that environmental horror aspect to it, the ecological aspect, hopefully all the aspects that I loved from Annihilation sort of thrown into this. So yeah, we will see what I think of this one when we get around to it. But the cover is so weird, look at that. Then from the works, I picked up 2 books. The first was The Match by Sarah Adams. This is a romance novel by Sarah Adams, and I have completely fallen in love with her work and her writing. So I'm making my way through all the little series that she has. So this one follows Evie, who has dedicated her life to Southern Service Paws, which is a company that matched her with the love of her life, Charlie, a service dog trained to assist with her epilepsy. This company is struggling financially, and they throw a fundraiser where she meets Jacob, and I guess we follow this little romance from there. But I love Sarah Adams romances, so I can't imagine why I wouldn't love this one too. And then I got The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Qureshi. This is a cozy fantasy romance that is centered around a dragon cafe, which sounds like the most cutest thing ever. This is one that was actually released on my birthday, and I knew I needed to find it as we were going book shopping that day. And look how cute this is. I know I need to take the stickers off, but I will do that. All I really want to know, a cozy fantasy romance following a dragon cafe. Sorry if the angle has changed. The cats decided to, I don't know what they did, but my phone and tripod went flying. So I'm very sorry that the angle has changed. But I think I said everything I wanted to on The Baby Dragon Cafe, so let's move on. Then I got The Ghost Cat by Alex Howard, which follows 12 decades, 9 lives and 1 cat. I think this is going to be very emotional, quite sad, but it follows a cat's view of 120 years of history. So we see this cat go through their 9 lives and 12 decades. I really hope it's not sad, but I think it will be. But regardless, I can't wait to get to this one and follow Grimalkin through his 9 lives. Then we have a Taylor Jenkins Reid. She is one of my favourite authors, a go-to author, an auto-buy author, but I am yet to complete her backlist. So this is one that intrigues me the most, One True Loves. And I saw it and it quite literally went straight in my basket. And this follows Emma and Jesse, who build a life of their own. But after their wedding, Jesse is on a helicopter that goes missing and suddenly he's gone. And Emma has grieved, she is grieving, but has also fallen in love again with someone else. But then one day she gets a phone call from Jessie, and now she's left with a fiance and a husband, and we follow from there. Doesn't that sound amazing? I'm sure if you're a Taylor Jenkins Reid fan, I feel like many people would have already read this and even watched the show, but I've not done either, and I can't wait to. This has been one that I've been wanting to get for ages and have just never picked up, but I'm so excited to read this and get my hands on another Taylor Jenkins Reid and just get stuck in, because she never disappoints. Another one that I've been wanting to read for years, and when I say years, I mean 6 to 8 years, and that is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Buckman. So I was in sixth form when I first heard about this, so I would have been either 16 or 17, and I'm now 24. And one of my English teachers recommended it, and I just never got it, never read it, and every year since I keep thinking, oh, I really want to read that, and I've decided that this year is going to be the year. It's going to be the year of Frederick Buckman. It's going to be the year of A Man Called Ove, or Uve. I see different people pronounce it different ways, but either way, this is going to be the year. Then we have another fiction, which is Eliza Clark, She's Always Hungry. This would be my first Eliza Clark. I do want to read her others, but this one, with it being short stories, just really pulled me in. I love a dark story. I love a short story collection. I haven't read many, but I do really enjoy them. And I think this one's going to be really interesting. So it follows different characters who have desperate desires. And it says, unsettling, revelatory, and laced with her signature dark humour, Eliza Clark's debut short story collection plumbs the depths of that most basic human feeling, hunger. Yeah, I'm very, very excited for this one. Near the end. The next one is Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. I believe this is a horror-esque fantasy. Possibly, is it even a dark academia? Oh, it's got footnotes. Oh, it's set in a haunted mansion. So we follow Eden, who gets a job there. We follow Opal, who gets a job at this haunted mansion. It takes a sinister turn as she thinks she's found this great job, feeling like home, blah, blah, blah. And it takes a turn, and she will now have to fight for whatever it is that she has to stick around for. I'm not too sure. That's probably the worst description I've ever given about something. But again, I'm sorry, not too sure what it's about fully, but I have seen some amazing things about this, and I think the dark, maybe sinister side that it takes is what really drew me in, and I've been wanting to read this one for a while again, and it's got pictures in it, which I think is fabulous. I think I will be saving this one for the autumn months, when it's getting dark again outside. We've got the crisp autumn leaves. I think it would be a really good atmospheric read. Second to last, we have The Rainfall Market by Yu Yong Gwan. This is a Korean bestseller, and it's been translated, and I believe this is very The Night Circus-esque. So we follow, or are shown, the Rainfall Market, which is a magical and uplifting, I guess, shopping centre that you can't enter without an invitation. And we follow a character who gets an invitation to the Rainfall Market, and once she steps inside, she has the opportunity to swap her own life for a new one, a better one. And I guess we just go on this journey with her. This is a healing fiction. A lot of translated fictions that are quite popular now are now being classed as healing fiction. So you can expect it to be cozy, comfy, atmospheric, warming, with some fabulous quotes. And Jade from JD Ray Reads has recently read this and enjoyed it, and ever since I saw her talk about it, I've been wanting it. And I saw it in the bookshop and I didn't think it would be one that I would find in person, but I did. So it came home with me, and there's a cat on the cover, so I'm sold. And then lastly, we have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I'm not usually a thriller girly, but a literary thriller I think I can get behind, and the premise of this has me really excited or intrigued. Maybe not excited, just intrigued, I think, to see if I would actually like it and if literary thrillers are something that I can get behind. I first heard about this, of course, through the Goodreads Choice Awards. It won, I believe, for thriller mystery category. So this follows the Van Laars, and I believe a while ago, a few years ago, they lost their little boy. And apparently there's a lot of rumours going around that they deserved it. They were ungrateful for all the help that they got, and also there was a reason that they took so long to call for help to find their little boy. And now, 14 years later, their teenage daughter has gone missing in the same wilderness as her brother. And some say these disappearances aren't connected, but some say they are. I think part of me is very intrigued by this because there was an episode of Criminal Minds where years ago kids went missing, and then and never found, and then years later at the same spot, same circumstances, I guess, some more kids went missing. And I think that's what really drew me in about this, because I vividly remember that episode and really enjoying it. So I think this is going to be, or it's giving similar vibes to that, which I'm very intrigued by. Trying not to say excited, but now I feel like all I've said is intrigued. But I am very interested to see what I think of this one, and hopefully I do like it. And that brings us to the end of my big birthday book haul. This is the most books I've ever accumulated in one go, and to be honest, it set me up for the year. If you have made it to the end of this video, which I fear is quite long, please give it a big like and comment. I don't know, leave a comment of anything. Can be something that, a book you're really excited for, if you've read one of these and if you liked it or not. Either way, just please give a like and leave a comment, because I love reading everything that you guys put. And also please give me a subscribe, because it means so much to me, and I'm truly grateful for the support that I've received recently. But I'm going to stop yapping and go and put these books away. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye!